hurt that you just don't know how to let go. That's your mud river. This mud river is not very deep. It's approximately 5 feet wide, let's say. 3 inches deep, 5 feet wide. As you're looking at Muddy River, you happen to see a bench sitting next to Muddy River. And you see the most beautiful little girl, for me, because I'm a girl. Hopefully there's some men watching, so for you, a little boy. I want you to imagine this little girl dressed in her Sunday best, the most beautiful dress she's ever worn. She's barefoot, her hair is perfect, her bows and her smile is beautiful. The prettiest little girl you've ever seen. Men, please picture the most handsome little boy you've ever seen. As you approach this little girl, you start to realize this little girl is you. This little girl is the you that you've carried inside of you that has believed these hurts and carried these hurts. And it's time to honor her and let her, those hurts heal. As you go to her, as you start to get close, this little girl jumps up in this joyous jump and runs to Muddy River. Her beautiful dress, her barefoot socks, or her bare feet, she's not even in socks at this point. She's jumping in Muddy River. Us, as the adult, run after her and tell her, "Stop! What are you doing?" In that moment, she stops. And when she does, what she realizes is her beautiful dress is covered with mud. Her feet have boo-boo band-aids and duct tape dads. Her elbows have boo-boo band-aids, duct tape dads. She's fallen and her knees are skinned up from falling in the mud. I want you to go into Muddy River, also barefoot, and pick her up and carry her back to the bench. As you get to the bench, there are new clothes for both of you. There is bandages to start to heal those boo-boo band-aids and duct tape dads. There's rain boots, our big rubber boots that we all love. For me personally, they're a purple pair of Hunters because one day I will have a pair and they're beautiful. As you get there and you see these things, you start to assess the wounds. You start to see which ones need immediate attention, which ones you can push aside for a minute. You see which ones need to be rinsed, sterilized, the meat pushed back in, the skin overlapped, and the duct tape around them. As you do this, and she is now her hair back perfect in her little piggy tails, or however you've imagined her. Her beautiful dress is now perfect again, just as your clothes. As you're putting on her socks, I want you to honor her feelings and tell her it's okay, you're safe. Thank you for letting me know these things that were upsetting me, and I am releasing them. As you do this, Muddy River starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, as a 4 or 5 years old, you put rubber boots on me and a jacket, I'm heading straight back down to Muddy River so I can jump and play in that joy and that excitement of splashing in the mud and getting the mud up on me, and just this joy of, in that moment, how happy you are to jump and giggle and see the mud splashing. This time is different though, because you've prepared her. She has her rubber boots on. She has her raincoat on. So as she's jumping across Muddy River, and you follow her through Muddy River, you reach the other side. The meadow that is behind you was beautiful. The meadow that is in front of you is exquisite. As you stop, I want you to kneel down, and I want you to hug her or him, that handsome little boy. Remind them how loved they are. Thank them for being honest with you. Validate those feelings. Honor them and release them. As you do this, I want you to imagine either your guides, a saint, angels, Yahweh, Buddha, Jehovah, whatever it is that you align your inner love with, coming down in this cloud of beauty and telling you, I've come to take the child. I've come to take her so you can release and you can let go of these hurts you no longer need. Hug her, place her hand in Yahweh's hand, or your saint, your angel, your guide, whatever it is, again, that you connect to your inner love. Thank your angel, Yahweh, for your healing. Thank him for taking care of her. And release. Let her go. Kiss her on her forehead. Tell her thank you and let her go. As they walk off and you can see them go through the exquisite meadow, as you go to turn around, you realize Muddy River's gone. Now, through flooding or hurricanes or different things that can happen, Muddy River will come back. Sometimes it's a stream, sometimes it's a flood, sometimes it's a small river, sometimes you need a boat. Let's be honest. Sometimes you just need waders. It's okay. This is a way of visualizing letting go of those hurts and knowing that in those moments of joy, you were splashing in the abandonment and the disappointment, the jealousy, the betrayal, the broken, the feeling of being replaceable. And none of that got your beautiful clothes dirty due to the fact that you were prepared. Your feet were prepared and bandaged, duct taped, with beautiful rubber boots on. Remember the purple ones? Oh! You had a beautiful raincoat on. And as you got through Muddy River, you took those things off that little girl and you released her to the higher love, the ultimate love, that is where our healing is. We all want maximum healing with minimal scarring. And maybe this visualization didn't work for you. However, maybe it gave you an idea of what would work for you. And I encourage that. There are days that are harder for me than others. And so I think of my Muddy River. Is it a river today? Is it a stream? Is it, just this itty bitty little maybe runoff that I'm trying to make a river? And I remember my little girl, my inner little girl, who is so precious that I don't want her to feel those things. we don't want to feel those things, and we can release those things to ultimate love. And that is what I pray for you guys. I hope this has helped. Little Girl Lies is just the beginning of this. I believe that as we go down this path of Little Girl Lies, that there will be different subjects that we really touch and talk about. So I encourage you to use this way of visualization, or whatever it is that you can connect with that allows you to let go of past hurts, previous hurts, things that maybe you worry about the future, or things that are in the past that are holding you back from getting in Muddy River and jumping and stomping and being prepared in your rubber boots and your raincoat, even your umbrella if you want it, knowing that you are protected by love. And that when you get through Muddy River, you get to take it off, leave it there, and what's underneath is still beautiful. You still have your beautiful clothes on. You have not been muddied because you were prepared for it. We love you guys here at Alive in Awe. I can't even talk. I'm tired. I'm sorry. We love you at Alive in Awe. Again, I just want to encourage you guys to continue to communicate with us. It's a blessing. It is a huge blessing. And for me to get to share this with you, there are no words. I want you guys to know that this is my little war room, is what I like to call it. We have on the wall behind John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. There's a little sign, or what we've wrote, that says, our war room of love. Here off to the side is a tree I tried to draw, but I'm not very artistic that way. My sweet son came in and drew leaves on it, which is amazing. Over here is a time for everything, which is out of Ecclesiastes. It's 3:1-8. And there is a time for everything. There is a time for war. There is a time for peace. There's a time for love. And there's a time to release love. And Muddy River, Little Girl Lies, that we fill up with Muddy River, is our way of releasing that. Those are the hurts that weren't love-based. Release them. It's okay. I'm excited to share this room with you. I'm excited to see where this goes. We love you guys. Please continue to communicate with us. Our next segment, I believe, is going to be on abundance, unless something changes, unless we need to go into Little Girl Lies a little bit more. Maybe there's, certain subjects we need to talk about within Little Girl Lies. So Little Girl Lies could go maybe longer. Ultimately, right now, I feel that there is a drawing to talk about abundance. Abundance is not monetarily. Abundance is in our blessings, and we need to remember that. We love you guys. I'm a proud penny pusher, and I hope you're a proud penny pusher too. It doesn't matter if it takes a week, a year, 3 years to get out there and give your